Hello and welcome along to episode 58 of the All Things Leeds podcast. I'm NkGhTg and joining me as ever is my co-host Charles Foster. Hello.
Hi mate, you alright?
Yeah, you?
Yeah. So happy to after recording after a really good result the weekend.
Yeah, you had a good week as well?
Yeah, it's been pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, coronavirus free.
I mean, as far as I know.
I mean, you have had to cancel a holiday though, haven't you, unfortunately?
Yeah, I was going over to Italy for my birthday, but that's been ruined, so I can't go there anymore.
I'm gutted for you, mate. I'm really gutted for you. Also joining us in the studio is Leeds United fan and friend of the show. He's also part of the LUFC Trust. It is Kev Markey. Hello, Kev.
Good evening, guys. Yeah, glad to be back again. Episode
Yeah.
58. I think 33 was my last one, so it's been a while.
Are you well?
Yeah. After what's going on in the world at the moment, I think I'm fighting fit. So yeah, thankfully.
Brilliant. Yeah, really good
It's
to
all relative, isn't it?
really good to have you on, Kev. Really do appreciate
good
you
to be here.
coming on. We've got loads to celebrate really in this episode. Of course, we'll be discussing last Saturday's Yorkshire derby, in which Leeds United beat Huddersfield Town 2-0 at Elland Road. We'll also discuss the Leeds United under-23s and women's team, as well as look at the latest news coming out of Elland Road. Of course, the big story is regarding the coronavirus. We'll discuss all of that before looking ahead to Leeds United's next game, which sees them travel to Cardiff City on Sunday. It's the All Things Leeds podcast. We're back. Well, more formal welcome to Kev. Kev, of course, you do a lot of work for the Leeds United Trust.
Yes.
Of course, the food bank. Is that going well this season?
Yeah, but it's been one of our better things that we've done over the last sort of couple of years. It was front page news on the Post, I believe, last week as well. So it came to people's attention a lot last Friday when they sort of read it, and we got a good bumper amount of bags of food and everything on the Saturday, so it was great news that it'd been shown, that people are suffering in the community or West Yorkshire community. So it was great to see so many people on Saturday sort of providing loads of food and extras for the families out there. So it's something they've been doing now for, like I say, the last couple of years. It's been a very successful thing, and they've got loads of thousands of amounts of food for families out there, and hopefully it will continue towards the end of the season, because it's every home game sort of 2 hours before the kick-off outside Billy's statue. All the volunteers are there waiting for everybody, and they've got a nice big van to put everything in, and it's been quite a successful thing that we've done over the last couple of years. It's something to be proud of, really. Yeah,
it's absolutely fantastic what they do, with the food bank, supporting families who are less fortunate than others, really.
Exactly.
Of course, if you do go to Leeds United games, home games on a regular basis, it's really hard to miss, really. A big table just full of food and volunteers.
With a food bank sign behind it and everything, so everything's sort of there. We're just waiting for people to come and join in and help us out, and anybody can. If you can't manage to bring anything down, you can always volunteer for 10-15 minutes behind the stalls and collect all the stuff that comes in. Everything's appreciated with the guys there. Yeah.
Have you done good numbers this season?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't got the exact figures with me, but I believe it's quite a substantial amount of food that we've collected over the season. Plenty of families are getting helped, and it's sad to know, really, that some of the kids that are involved, going on a shop to them is not going to the supermarket. It's going down to the food bank and just collecting sort of free food that helps the family out. So in a way it's sad, but in a way it's very fulfilling that we can help these people as well.
Yeah, 100%. One thing that I do need to ask you, though, of course, the Leeds United Trust held a Centenary exhibition in the Mevian Centre.
Yeah.
Of course, that's shut now. Is there any plans for another showcase room to be opened?
It would be fantastic if something like that could happen again, because it was a very successful 6-week period. We had quite a number of people coming down. Calvin Phillips came down to do a Q&A. We had Alan Clark coming down as well. Doing the same. Phil Hay from the former Yorkshire Evening Post reporter was down there with Daniel Chapman talking about his new book. So it was really exciting what was going on. It'd be great if something like that could occur again, maybe in the off season again, or maybe before the start of next season, and hopefully we can celebrate with the fans again, because it did go down really well. And I think it's just a case of watch this space and see what can happen.
Yeah, I mean, it really was good. I mean, me and Charles went to, I think it was the last night, wasn't it, of the Q&A with Calvin Phillips.
Yeah.
And yeah, we really did enjoy it. It was so
They were
good.
showcasing the 1-0 FA Cup win over Arsenal on a kind of big screen behind them while we wait for Calvin to arrive.
Yeah.
And we were walking around all the old stuff and seeing Paul Rohubke and Felix Wiedwald clubs in
the same frame.
In the same frame was a particular highlight of mine.
That was quite funny, to be fair.
Hey, don't knock Felix.
But it was a really good showcase, so hopefully something like that comes back.
There was a lot of better stuff in there, but that for a personal highlight of mine, there was I saw Robert Snodgrass's boots in there. That was quite good. They had like an old from the '75 Champions Cup final. They had like a big kind of I don't know what to call it, like a flag or like a throw. Anyway, like a banner, and that was really good. But like the gloves still made me laugh the most.
That was really good.
Yeah, really, we should have the '75 European Cup final in there because that's
because we won it.
We really won it, didn't we?
We won it. Forget what the records say. We won it.
And the referee's whistle.
Well, let's move on to last Saturday's West Yorkshire derby then. Of course, Leeds United beating Huddersfield Town 2-0 at Elland Road. I guess, first of all, we need to mention the team lineup, really, because Marcelo Bielsa was forced to make one change. Gaetano Bavardi replaced Calvin Phillips, with Bavardi playing at centre-back, and Ben White moved into defensive midfield. Apparently, Phillips had a slight knock, and he should be back for the next game. But Charles, you said it last week, though. You thought that Phillips didn't look 100% away at Hull, so I'm guessing you weren't too surprised when you saw the lineup.
No, I thought he looked uncomfortable against Hull. He didn't appear to be at his kind of full fitness. He wasn't running about as much as he normally does. He looked a bit pained in doing some of the stuff he did. So you clearly see he wasn't 100%.
He lost the ball a couple of times.
Yeah,
it's not like him at all.
He got robbed of possession at least once against Hull. Just dallying on the ball. So he clearly wasn't up to it. Maybe not up to it mentally or physically.
Yeah, very un-Phillips, wasn't it, against Hull?
Yeah.
And when the team was announced, like I say, not a major surprise, but there were a lot of groans going, we're going to miss him in a local derby again. So there were a few anxious people about, but obviously, and Ben White, even though he's been one of our better players this season, he hasn't been totally convincing playing in the Phillips position. But I thought on Saturday he did really well. And
probably his best performance in that area, in that position.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And Bielsa's even talking about him playing there sort of, going forward in his career because he reckons he'll do a good job there.
I mean, if David Luiz can do it, then he can do it.
I mean, Ben White certainly was good on Saturday. And, I must admit, when the lineup came out, I was kind of surprised. I was expecting Phillips to start, really, especially because he did start against Hull. But, I was quite frustrated because I was like, well, don't have Calvin Phillips, he's our best player, so I wonder how we're going to do. But I wasn't that disgruntled, really, because I knew that away at Huddersfield we beat them 2-0 early on. Without Calvin Phillips, Ben White played there, and we did fine, won the game. And Ben White, he has been improving in that position, really. As you said, it's probably his best game in defensive midfield on Saturday.
The closest that he's ever come to scoring as well, I think, as well.
He had that one bit
on a number of occasions.
He had that one bit when he was out, kind of like from where we were stood in the south stand. He was out on like the right wing, as we were attacking the Cop for some reason. At one point, he was that far forward with the ball.
He does that a lot, doesn't he? And his celebration afterwards, you can tell he's part of the team now because he was really getting stuck in with the crowd.
You think he'd be fuming though because it was his header, really good header that got saved. You're thinking, Jesus, I can't believe that's not gone in. And then obviously Paddy just follows it in, and then
Phillips is doing this thing now after nearly every game when we win that he's coming out and getting the crowd going.
Then they kind of the Pontus
taking up the Pontus thing. Yeah. That Steve Evans, I think, started all that. Back
he did, yes. But Pontus took over.
Unbelievably.
If there's one man's example you don't want to follow, it's Steve Evans.
Well,
in both diet and attire.
It's a shame to mention his name, but I think he was one of the first to get the crowd going with the pumps and that.
Probably the most famous man in a sombrero I've ever seen.
Sombrero shorts.
Sombrero shorts.
Cold Elland Road.
I remember going to the Burnley game, when they all walk out in front of the on the side entrance there, they walk out in front of the crowd. And I remember the Leeds fans, obviously Steve Evans wasn't far away, and they started doing and they were going like this, Not before kick-off, for God's sake. I'm not doing it now. Imagine doing all that before kicking off.
Yeah.
I mean, us Leeds fans love it, don't we? We absolutely love it.
Just love a bit of crowd participation.
Yeah.
It'd be great to be back at Burnley next season as well in the old Premier League, of course.
But Ben White, though, I mean, you did say probably his best performance, and he is improving in that position, isn't he, Kev?
Well, we do Match of the Day nominations for the Trust.
Man of the match.
Yeah, sorry, man of the match.
The Gary Lineker nominations.
Gary Lineker nominations. He usually wins it. We do man of the match nominations after every game, and Ben White is having a cracking season, must admit. He's up there with Phillips and Cleek. Paddy's there as well, Bamford. He's had a few decent games over the course.
They call it the Paul Madeley Award, didn't they, last season?
Yeah, it's the same thing, really. It's called the Paul Madeley. That was the first year we did it last year. Obviously honouring Paul Madeley after he sort of died. We thought, what's the best thing we can do as a trust? We sort of named the award after him, basically. So this is the second year of the Paul Madeley Memorial. Calvin won it last season.
I think it's just the most number of YEP Man of the Match awards, isn't it, as well as your Man of the Match awards in the Trust.
Yeah, it's just the Trust awards now.
Right.
We'll just concentrate on all our members or whoever's been watching the game, nominating their top 4 players, really.
So is Ben White leading it then this season?
Ben's up there. I'm not going to say exclusively who's leading at the moment, just to spoil it towards the end.
Yeah, I suppose.
Who won it on Saturday?
He's one of the main guys with, like I say, with Paddy, Calvin again, Cleek, and Harrison. They're the sort of main guys that look like winning.
That's pretty fair.
Yeah. I mean, you do hope Ben White stays, don't you? You really do hope that he does stay.
Yeah, but with all the clubs that are linked with it, Arsenal are the latest club now to be linked with him.
I hate it.
I'm always a bit gutted that Calvin's never won Player of the Year, because Pablo always wins Player of the Year, and then last year, obviously, he's too old now, really, to win Young Player. I say too old. He's 24, but he's kind of 18 to 22, 23 in it for a Young Player. So he's kind of too old to win Young Player. And Pablo, I think Pablo's won the last 3 seasons, hasn't he, from a club?
He's done well, hasn't he? And it was great to see him do his, obligatory nutmeg again last.
Fantastic, wasn't it?
The funniest one was
another nutmeg.
That was good. But the one from Helder Costa down near the Southland end, where he absolutely, I think it was Harry Toffolo for Huddersfield. He megged him and absolutely tore him apart, and then accidentally knocked the ball out, and he was fuming with himself. That was a ridiculous piece of skill.
I know. Yeah. He has been coming on leaps and bounds a bit, Costa, in the last couple of months, I think. Though.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think he's doing well at the moment.
I just wish he'd commit to more crosses.
It's just the final third.
He waits for Elland to make the overlap, and he gives it to Elland a lot of the time.
It's the final decision making, really, that just isn't there quite yet. He's very good at bombing down the wing and beating players.
Breakaway and counter attack. He's the best of the team at counter attacking.
And it sounds like they're going to commit to signing him as well.
Sounds like a 4-year deal, really.
Yeah. So him and Meslier seem to be signing full time.
We've had a few dodgy scenarios with 4-year deals, haven't we? Usain Boy comes to mind.
But Helder Costa looks like a good player, though.
Yeah, no. He's on about 30. I think he's on a lot higher wages.
That's a strange one, anyway. Yeah. We've given that new guy we've got as well. Is it Pavedo, the pronounced?
The long contract.
4.5-year contract, and he's had sort of one decent reserve game during the week, and that's about it. We've hardly seen the guy, but.
Augustine as well, not seen him.
Transfers to Leeds.
He came on against Bristol City, got injured, I think, in that game.
It was, I think, the main thing with the January transfer window, as expensive as it was, I think it was mainly just to kind of calm everybody down in the fan base.
Yeah, we've lost Eddie. Yeah, let's get an Eddie replacement in.
And then everyone will think, all right, it's sound now. We can all focus on it. I think there's more. Obviously, the club want the players to do well, but it kind of settled everyone down at the time. And then we got to crack on into February and March, and it all went fine again.
I actually don't think Bielsa wanted anybody in, but
no.
We've got to do something. Otherwise.
I think Bielsa wanted one striker, purely just to replace Eddie.
Yeah. I mean, this podcast has been really derailed, hasn't it?
Well, yeah.
Back on to Saturday's game. Of course, highest crowd of the season with 36,514 fans.
And Huddersfield fans thought it could be because of them, but
they all thought it was hilarious.
Kind of is really.
Exclusive to turn up for them, when in fact they're the only club that have actually sold out the away end this year.
And that's fair play to Huddersfield fans for actually packing out the end.
Fair play for creating an atmosphere for about 90 seconds until we scored.
I mean, I saw them all saying, "Oh yeah, we had a much better atmosphere in the away end than in the home end." I was like, we didn't hear them once.
Not really.
Yeah,
no.
We heard them at the start of the game, and that was it.
No, I heard them at the start, and then I heard them when they announced the attendance because they thought that was hilarious. I heard them then, and that was it.
But of course, an impressive attendance though. Fantastic atmosphere.
And all the attendances have been superb this season, haven't they? You got to give it to the crowds coming this season.
But the atmosphere on Saturday was something special. Yeah. And of course, a dream start for Leeds United, going 1-0 up on just 3 minutes. Jack Harrison's cross found Luke Ayling at the back post, who volleyed the ball first time into the back of the net. I mean, Charles, what a goal!
It was pretty much our first attack of the game because they'd won a couple of turnovers in our half, and they were kind of pressuring us a bit, and they were doing all right, and we weren't doing much, and we didn't start off brilliantly, and then we got the ball forward for the first time, and then we scored immediately. It was just brilliant.
Yeah. And then when Quest showed on TV on the Saturday his routine on Friday when he was practicing it. Exactly the same. Goal.
Yeah.
Training,
yeah, you could see why he was celebrating even more, I suppose, by letting his hair down a bit.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, what a celebration!
He got flicked up to Click, didn't he? And he did a really decent back heel to Pablo.
Yeah, great flick on it.
It was a really nice goal.
It was a nice move, wasn't it? Yeah,
brilliant.
He gave it over to Harrison, obviously runs it to the byline. The Huddersfield defenders have got to do better than that. I'd be fuming if our fullbacks were standing that much off.
Luke Ayling was just free, wasn't he?
And people were saying that the Roberts goal prior to that hole was maybe better because of the move, but when you look at the move leading up to the Ayling goal, it's very similar.
Phenomenal
sort of move, really.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Click were flicking the balls all afternoon, weren't they?
There were a similar one with for Harrison's volley that went just wide of the post as well.
Yeah, that was a cracking,
a really good move.
I thought it took a deflection that, but when you looked at it again, it was just slightly went by the post a little.
But some incredible finish from Luke Ayling and fantastic celebration. Absolutely loved it. And I was fuming as well because I had missed this. I had just parked my car walking on my way down to Elland Road when I heard that we had scored. It was so weird for me because I was like, when I was fuming because I had missed a goal, I was like, oh, we've scored. And I was like, oh, yes, we scored. Brilliant.
I thought you walked through the VIP entrance, said,
Yeah, no. he does in his gantry days.
But no, fantastic goal from Luke Ayling. That's now 4 goals for him this season, and he's only scored 6 in his entire Leeds career, so just
I think he's only got 12 in his entire footballing career.
Goal scorer.
Long may it continue.
Goal machine.
9 games to go, yeah.
I would love it if he overtook I want Bamford to do really well, but if Ayling overtook Bamford for goals scored at the end of the season, if he got like 14 goals, that'd be really funny.
He must be on some sort of funny goal contract or something.
Well, he's halfway. He's halfway.
Like Antonucci's when he didn't get played because if he scored one more goal, Cellino owed him a lot more money, so they refused to play him.
He's halfway.
Allegedly.
Not allegedly, I suppose.
But fantastic goal from Luke Ayling. Goal of the season for you, Charles?
There's a few.
It's certainly there's a few contenders. I mean,
Click against Middlesbrough.
That was a really good one. Pablo against Bristol City in the first game of the season.
Yeah.
Turn around, left foot, top corner, brilliant goal.
There's so many good ones, isn't there? But that's up there though. Yeah.
Tyler Roberts' counter-attacking goal was good. The one against Reading away, even though that was quite a poor game of football. That Harrison goal, great move. Yeah.
The one against Bristol City as well, opening day of the season.
Just said that. That one against Stoke away, the one that Dallas got.
Dallas goal, yeah.
When Pablo just passed it into space.
And that involved a player called Adam Forshaw. You remember him? He was involved in that.
Didn't he have the ball against the post at Wigan away?
Is he still playing?
He did, yeah. Then Bamford took the Reddies, didn't they?
But some fantastic goals this season. Luke Ayling's goal just to add to the collection there. Huddersfield, they then grew into the game, really create some chances. Chalobah missed from close range with Meslier saving the shot with his ass, really.
He did actually,
Leeds created plenty of chances as well, though.
Yeah. Initially, I thought it'd gone in, and then I turned around and the Huddersfield fans were celebrating. I thought, right,
Meslier was sat on it. Meslier was sat on the ball, mate.
Sat on the ball,
and then I thought, well, it must hit side netting. No, he just sat on it.
Yeah.
We were opposite end of grounds. We couldn't see it.
You couldn't really get a good view of it.
But Leeds, of course, created plenty of chances as well. Jack Harrison shot just wide on the volley after connecting with Ayling's cross. Ben White then headed just wide off the post. Of course, 1-0 to Leeds at half-time. But you were thinking, though, Charles, if Huddersfield had taken one of the chances, it would have been a completely different game. The early goal killed them, really, didn't it?
Yeah, the Chalobah one was probably their best of the game. They had a couple of efforts outside the box in the second half. But yeah, you felt that. I mean, even their manager Danny Cowley after the game, and his brother, which is weird enough, that's his brother's his assistant manager anyway. He was saying that they needed that Chalobah chance to go in, really, if they wanted to get anything.
It's strange though, because they both do the pre-season warm up as well. The Cowley brothers, I noticed they were taking them up and down. players.
Proper football
A bit
coaches.
like Redfern used to do. They put the cones out on everything.
That's what proper football coaches do, really, isn't it?
Maybe so. Yeah.
You never see managers out when they're warming up before the game. Do you?
You class Bielsa as a proper coach.
Yeah.
He doesn't do all the kind of. I mean, he's a bit old now.
He didn't even celebrate Elland's goal.
Oh, that was funny. It was like Ben Shaw going mental, and he was just. He didn't even turn round.
No.
I love Bielsa.
Yeah. Redfern used to do all that, though, didn't he? He used to take the pre-match.
I like that. I like the coach, watching the players warm up before the game. I just think it's
Huddersfield fans were slating Cowley as well for being so complimentary to Bielsa and Leeds. He said no more nice things about them than he did about us.
Well, I mean, if back in,
I think it's the kind of a lot of managers do that just to cover their own backs.
Yeah.
But I mean,
defeats.
If back in 2017, Gary Monk was praising David Wagner at Huddersfield, I would have been fuming.
Well, given he assaulted him, it'd be allegedly. I've add that in for legal reasons. Given he assaulted him at Huddersfield away, allegedly, that's very unlikely to happen. Given he barged him out of the technical area.
But if he was praising him, I wouldn't have been too happy really. But it is nice.
That for me,
Danny Cowley praising.
I know we've been spoiled a little bit the last 2 seasons with Bielsa because the last 2 seasons have just been absolutely amazing. I mean, the first time we've had 70 points, I think, 2 years running since the early 90s.
Yeah.
But I think Monk did start it off for me because I know he's a bit of a prat these days, but that season under Monk at home, especially, the games were so fantastic, and he got everybody united again.
Yeah,
and Kyle Bartley at the back.
Oh yeah, I mean the job that Gary Monk did should have go unnoticed.
Maybe should have been helped to progress it a bit more because the season after we were just back to square one again.
Well, he resigned immediately, didn't he? In the kind of May.
Didn't he get a long-term contract?
I think he got offered 3 years, and he just
Middlesbrough offered him more money, obviously, and a better contract. So that's what he wanted.
So he snaked us, and then he
enough about the snake, mate.
And then he snaked Borough for Birmingham, and then Birmingham for Wednesday, and now he's just lost 5-0 at the weekend, which is really funny.
Has he got a reputation? Plus, they're going to get a points deduction apparently. Well. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on from the snake. I mean, we can't move on to the second half really without mentioning the questionable scenes at half-time, really. Of course, a woman asked her husband to renew their wedding vows, which of course is fantastic. Congratulations to them. But I mean, I couldn't really.
It'd be funny for you if she wasn't.
But I couldn't really hear it, and apparently she was saying a poem, but she was just screaming down the microphone.
She got louder and louder and louder.
It sounded dreadful.
I'm surprised you didn't interrupt her a little bit to help her out a bit towards the end, because Huddersfield fans were just getting bored.
I mean, it was right in front of the away fans as well.
They were giving her pelters.
It was right in front of the away fans as well, and they were all booing.
And the voice were getting higher and higher when she was getting booed and stuff.
And then she flicked V's at her.
Yeah, no, it was very nice, isn't it?
And the Huddersfield Town fans, they were booing, but you were wondering if Leeds fans were booing as well, just to get them off.
There's no need for that at a football game, though.
No, but I don't know why that was happening. I just want dizzy penalties. It's so hard to give me dizzy penalties.
Bring back dizzy penalties.
Becky was doing them as well.
Yeah, that was brilliant. Was it Burn at Home when he just turned up and did dizzy penalties? All I want is a 30-year-old, middle-aged, kind of fatter bloke with a pint in his hand.
He's had a few pints in a pie.
Spinning around the ball and falling on his backside. And that makes half time.
On a pitch that had just been sprinkled as well.
On a soaking wet pitch, so his jeans are soaked.
Just bring it back.
Bring back dizzy penalties.
Entertainment value was off the charts with dizzy penalties. But they got rid of them.
But, I mean, this was questionable. I mean, what happened on Saturday reminded me of Dealey Smith's Let's be having you. Remind me of that, really. Yeah. I mean, it was.
Where are you?
That's the only thing that spoiled the day, really, wasn't it? But so we can't really complain too much.
That was just. It was just bizarre. I just did not know what was happening. Really,
I Huddersfield at the time now when they were heckling her.
I was. I mean, fair play to her. She was renewing her vows.
Congratulations to
her. But I at the time I was sat next to him.
I was just baffled.
I wish she'd just give up so I can actually have peace and quiet for a second half kicks off.
It was horrendous to listen to, and I was just baffled.
I
was confused.
The timing of it, doing it at half time maybe wasn't the best idea. Maybe
before the game, when no one's in the ground. Before the game, when no one's in the ground.
Was Jermaine Beckford was there at half time as well, wasn't he?
Danny Mills.
Danny Mills was like taking photos of everybody.
He was getting amongst the crowd, wasn't he?
In the southeast corner, he was
trying to promote the Legends charity match.
Is it called off now, that?
I don't know, but I know it's not been selling too well.
It's only sold
10,000. That's why he came up, isn't it?
Because it's £20 a ticket, isn't it?
Yeah, to watch 40-year-old men who can't run.
German has-beens. Playing the recreation of a game that we should have won back in 1975. Yeah. Everybody's peeved about.
Well, I think it's because we'd already done we'd already played him in a friendly, didn't we, in the 90s? I think we played him as a kind of repeat of the 75 final. We played it in the 90s, and now we're doing it again 20 odd years later.
And there's no really good reason for it, really.
No,
I mean, it's for charity, which
apart from
is
that,
good,
of course, but they could have maybe picked another game or something.
And the people really want to...
They could have done it after the season ended as well. They could get a lot more people.
Why would you pick a game which we were robbed of winning the European trophy from? Like, I just don't get it.
What do you call it? It's an international break, obviously. That's why the sort of... tried to sort of move it in there. But, but apart from it being a charity, game. Like I say...
Pick, like, a game where...
Well, Danny Mills says Lee said we've sold about 10,000. That means I've sold about 5, I reckon. Yeah. Hoping for 10.
Just do a charity match against Bournemouth. Just recreate that one. Away at Bournemouth. Moving on to the second half then, of course, Leeds were very dominant. Town struggled to create anything really. Of course, Harrison missed a header from close range. It was saved. Bamford also had a shot saved. But Leeds, of course, did double their lead on 51 minutes. Free kick for Pablo Hernandez was delivered into the box. Ben White's header was saved by Lossell, but Bamford tapped home the rebound to make it 2-0.
I watched this the replay of this goal with on iFollow with that Huddersfield commentary, and Schindler, their defender, I don't know whether it's Costa or I know it's on Bamford, isn't it? He tackles Bamford, but he absolutely leathers him in and tackles, and it's the most blatant yellow card you've ever seen. And the commentator's going, "Well, Schindler's not done anything before that. I'm not sure that's warranted." I was like, "It does not matter. He's just 2-footed him."
Took him out.
Yeah, blatant yellow card and foul. So and obviously a free kick comes in. Really good of Ben White to get up above everybody, force a really good save out of Lossell. Lossell, to be fair, had a decent game.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, he did.
I thought when the referee started booking early as well, I thought it's going to be a long game, this, and somebody's going to get sent off eventually.
Yeah, because Berardi and Ayling both got booked.
I must have said, Berardi looked like he's going to have one of those days which he hasn't had since Derby County in the playoffs. Let's put it right. He were immense again.
There was one point when they were counter-attacking us as well after a corner, and he was getting close to him, and you could see it. He was considering fouling him, and he decided to let him go so that he didn't get sent off.
It's like he's got an earpiece in there. Nope, not now.
Right.
No, leave it alone.
An earpiece that connects to Danny Cowley, yeah.
He's just thinking there, right, let Coops do it. Coops can leather him because he's not been booked yet.
Apparently that's... I don't know the exact stat, but I think it's his 14th game, and he's kept 15th, and he's kept about 11 clean sheets whilst he's played Berardi. So it's not a bad record.
I feel a bit bad for him because obviously he's in his 30s. He plays out of position because he is actually a right back.
No sign of a contract.
Yeah, no sign of a contract, and he turns up whenever he's needed. Plays, we get a decent result, and then he goes straight back on the bench.
Yeah. It's quite sad that he hasn't got a new contract. I'll be upset to see him leave. Really.
Well, Noel Whelan on BBC Radio reckons he should bow out if we get promoted at the season. Say, right, I've done my bit now. We've got promoted, and maybe go on to Passage New. But I think Leeds fans love him.
I think he's a good squad player, really.
Yeah. I think he wants to return to Italy though as well.
Maybe so.
Maybe not at the
with
moment,
his family.
But,
maybe not at the moment. No, when it opens again.
Certainly not at the moment. But yeah, good goal.
If anybody can kill a virus, though, it's Berardi.
Can kill anything, really, can't he? But yeah, pleased that Bamford got a goal. Now 13 goals for Bamford for the season. Now there were some fans before the game though wanting Tyler Roberts to start ahead of Bamford, of course, because Tyler Roberts scored 2 goals away at Hull. Charles, did you want Roberts to start?
I would have liked to see him start. First, I want to give him credit for his celebration because it wasn't any of his, his earmuff, petulant celebrations. It was a really good celebration.
He was happy about it.
He was buzzing about it, and Berardi was also the first one to Ayling after his goal, and the first one to Bamford after his goal. Yeah, he was the first one there. So yeah, it was really good to see that. He clearly really wanted it, and he was really pleased to get it. And it was a good finish. It was time and place. Be there, put it in the net. That is your job.
Yeah.
I think, to be fair, the fans have been behind him, despite what people say. They might get a few brickbats on Twitter or whatever, but the crowd in general have always supported him. So, like you say, he's been a bit petulant sometimes with his celebration. Last season at Preston, I reckon he did the same sort of thing, didn't he?
I mean, he definitely does need to score more, really.
He does, for a striker, but his work rate, like everybody says, he's fantastic.
It's phenomenal.
But he's got 9 games to go. Hopefully he can get a few more and get closer to maybe 18, 20, you never know. But
yeah, I'd love to see that. I'm never going to be against a Leeds player scoring goals.
No.
People think, oh yeah, you've got a agenda against certain players. You really don't.
Yeah.
No, you just want them to do well.
I would happily see Meslier score the rest of the goals of the season.
But your question about Roberts, I mean, everybody probably was clamouring for him at the start on Saturday, but Bielsa doesn't do it that way, does he?
Yeah, he doesn't. And
when Roberts came on, I know we're winning quite comfortably. He pulled out a few little tricks here and there. He looked pretty fit.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Apparently he's had a bad virus himself, which is the reason he's been out.
When he cracked his shin bone, in when we signed him, apparently there was a post-surgery infection in there, which he had to get sorted. Otherwise, he'd end up like Santi Cazorla, when his muscle got dissolved.
It was fairly serious then, wasn't it? People thought, it was he's a bit of a sick now, but
so
it's quite a serious illness.
He said it, according to, if you read, I think Phil Hayes done an article on it in The Athletic, if you anyone wants to go read that. He says that it could have been career-ending, the infection, if they'd let it spread.
Yeah, so it's really fortunate that, he is fine, and he's playing really well at the moment.
He looked immense against Hull again, thanks to Cleek, obviously providing him with two great
assists, two great crosses.
I mean, what another great player to mention, Cleek. I mean, how many games does he play consecutively now? 83, 84, I don't know.
I think it's 86, I think. 85, 86.
It's like a machine, though, isn't it?
Well, it's in that region. It's 83 to 87, definitely.
How has he not been injured yet?
Never gets suspended.
How has he not been injured yet?
He runs a lot. Apparently, when he gets angry, he runs even more.
He's never been sent off as well, despite being booked a number of times.
Yeah, he's just a phenomenal player, Mateusz Cleek.
He's shit housed a few times, and he's got away with stuff.
I can't believe he hasn't been set off for certain antics, like spraying that water bottle in that
that was classic.
And then he just wandered on. Oh, when he
and the Aston Villa incident.
Yeah, Aston Villa, where I think Conor Horan was trying to murder him, and he just didn't care.
Yeah.
He grabbed him by the shirt, like,
what are you doing, mate?
Yeah, Click's great. Yeah, Click is great. I must admit, I would have liked Tyler Roberts start on Saturday, but I mean, we knew it wasn't going to happen. Bamford, of course, scoring, so fantastic.
I still think he'll get. Now fingers crossed that he's fit again. He's looking good. I think he'll get an opportunity. Before the season finishes.
Yeah, you'd hope so. You'd hope so. Of course, Leeds pushed for a third goal. Jack Harrison at the bar. Really unlucky, Jack Harrison. He's just not got the rub of the green at the moment, has he?
That shot against the bar at Hull would have been such a good goal if that had gone in, and this one as well, because he
exactly the same. Really,
he picks up the ball, he dribbles past at least four players,
dribbling past everyone,
turns around, pings it, and you think, all right, this is going to go above the bar, and then you think, all right, this might go in this, and he just hits the post every time, and it's so good.
Yeah, it's really unlucky.
Now he's got this nickname, Jackie Harradonna or something.
Jackie Harradonna, the square ball.
Jackie First Touch Harrison.
Yeah. But he has been immense this season.
Yeah, it's just been really unlucky.
£8 million looks a snip at the moment.
Earned his Jackie status.
I definitely sign him. Yeah, hopefully he gets a goal soon, because he really does deserve one.
I mean, he got an assist though. As a winger, I would rather him get an assist than get goals.
And he is getting attention as well, which for the right things.
But he does deserve a goal, because he is playing phenomenal at the moment. It's Jack Harrison. But yeah, Leeds, of course, held on to win 2-0, doing the double over Huddersfield Town. 5th consecutive win and 5th consecutive clean sheet. Now 6 games unbeaten as well. So fantastic.
Did you watch the Quest TV highlights on the weekend where Neil Warnock was telling us how, despite having the most in the top 4 divisions of English football, we have a problem with clean sheets?
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason Sky didn't keep him. Because he just talks.
I don't know if it's the
most.
Been
a bit ropey, yeah.
Actually, I don't know if it's the most in top 4 tiers or just in the EFL, but we definitely have the most clean sheets in the EFL.
30 goals conceded in 37 games.
17 clean sheets.
Yeah. Best defence in Europe at one point. Just talks rubbish as Neil Warnock.
It was as well.
And Neil's out of a job at the moment, so it makes you wonder.
Yeah, there's a reason.
I mean, he's popping up on Soccer Saturday as well, isn't he? Mouthing off.
Because he's a personality.
No, just talks rubbish.
Or absence thereof.
Who was your man of match for Saturday's game? Because of course I put a poll out on the All Things Leeds Twitter. The options were Luke Ayling, Jack Harrison, Gaetano Bavardi, and Ben White. Thank you to everyone who voted. Who do you think won here?
Who do I think won the poll? Or
who do you think won the poll?
Probably Luke Ayling for a goal.
Is he your man of the match?
I would have given it to Jack Harrison, personally.
Yeah.
I think that would be the
shot. So would
I. The Trust members picked Ayling, but I'd have gone with Harrison myself as well.
Yeah.
I thought he was immense.
I mean, I probably would have gone with Bavardi. To be honest, I thought he was fantastic.
I just feel sorry for the lads. I really do.
It's great when you've got so many options, because you know the team's played really well, doesn't it?
I mean, the best part about Berardi is he didn't really notice any difference in the performance. And if you don't notice any changes when you change a defensive lineup, you know it's worked well.
Especially when he's being booked so early in the game as well.
I mean, yeah.
To keep his discipline for the next 70, 60 minutes, just fantastic.
Yeah, it was good. But yeah, really good.
Apart from a few dodgy little passes out of defence when he gave it to the Huddersfield opposing team.
Yeah.
Apart from that, he looked he looked solid.
Yeah, he was solid. Yeah. He was solid again. But yeah, really good win on Saturday. Of course, results went our way at the weekend. Nottingham Forest lost 3-0 to Millwall on the Friday night game.
Matt Smith hat-trick, which was very funny.
And Joe Lolly's getting loads of stick on Twitter for, obviously, when they beat us, he gave us a lot of stick and says Leeds are falling apart again and all this business. Now he's getting loads of brickbats back again.
Karma. Bristol City, they drew 1-1 with Fulham, and Swansea also drew 0-0. Bristol City drew 1-1 with Fulham. Was it Fulham?
Bristol City and Fulham played each other 1-1 draw.
Swansea drew 0-0 with West Brom. That's it. Yeah, I put Fulham here for both of these games, so a mistake on my behalf.
Well, Fulham haven't sold all the tickets for the game next week either, have they? So.
Tom Kearney did us over there as well because he equalised for Fulham in the 84th minute.
I was fuming, absolutely fuming. That was a early kick-off as well on Saturday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I was saying earlier, it's great walking into the ground and everybody's watching the pre-match, about 12:30 kick-off.
Cheering on Bristol City.
Usually it involves either Brentford the other week when they drew 2-2 against Blackburn. When Blackburn were 2-0 up, everybody was, we're going to beat it, and then they pulled it back to 2-2.
Brentford scored 2 goals in about 10 minutes. It was really weird.
Yeah, it has been.
I was keen for me pint and they were 2-0 up, and I got to the front of the queue with 2-2.
And when you think 6 games ago, if they'd beaten us at Griffin Park, they'd been on the same points as us. They probably would have gone above us because they had a better goal difference. And 6 games later,
it's mental. Yeah, of course. The 3 points on Saturday moved Leeds
16 points clear of 7th as well.
I
think we're at our lowest point. We were only 7 clear of 7th.
Yeah, it's mental. Of course, the 3 points on Saturday moved Leeds 1 point clear at the top of the Championship table with 71 points. We are 7 points ahead of Fulham, who are in third. Are we as good as up now, Charles, do you think?
No.
I mean, you hate to say it, but...
I'm going now.
You hate to say it because it's a jinx.
Can you see us bowling it, though? We're in such a good position.
There's never a point in any game or any fixture list where I cannot see us bottling. I can always see us bottling it at some point.
We're in such a good position right now.
It's a good position. Even Stuart Dallas admitted in his post-match interview, he said, I'd be lying if I say we weren't in a good position, because we are.
He sounded quite
fantastic position.
It could be, and even he said it could be better, and it can always
be
better.
It could be better.
It's a stupid question, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can it be any better, Stuart?
Like, well, yeah.
Yeah, we could be 20 points clear.
we could have won every game this season, undefeated.
But I think you're right. Next 3 games, if we're in a similar sort of position with 6 to go.
Cardiff, Fulham, and then Luton, don't we? If you win them 3,
6 games.
I'm going to be very, very confident.
Yeah. I mean, 9 games to go. Kev,
if we win them 3, I'm making that
27 points
clear.
To play for. Yeah.
I mean, 9 games to go. Kev, how many wins do you think would see Leeds United up? Because remember, Fulham need to win 3 more than us.
Yeah, we got 83 points last season, which wasn't good enough. I reckon 83 will be good enough this season.
I reckon we need 15 points. I reckon 86. 86 will definitely do it. 5 wins.
I think 84 will see us up.
I'm looking at 5 wins, maybe maximum.
5 wins.
Yeah, I mean,
86 points. I'm talking about guaranteeing us up. I reckon 5 wins.
I mean, remember, Fulham need to win 3 more games than us.
Fulham have got a really tough run in. They've got to play West Brom as well.
And 9 games to go. If we win 6, they'll have to win all 9.
Brentford,
yeah. There's no Aston Villa around winning 10 on the bounce this time.
Yeah.
No one's got any consistency in the playoffs to the point where it's becoming really funny.
It's like going to the Chuckle Brothers, isn't it? Me to you, you to me. So,
Preston have been desperately trying to give away a playoff place for about 2 weeks now, and no one's taking it off.
We went through that dreadful run. We gave everybody a chance to catch us up. Nobody did.
I mean, Blackburn could have overtaken them, and they got thrashed 3-0 by Derby.
Preston were like
3-0 by Derby.
And if they'd have won, they'd have been in playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, Preston were just like, do you want this? Do you want this? Nah. Oh, you're not taking it? All right. Fair enough. But yeah, I mean, if we win 4 of the last 9 games, and then Fulham need to win 7, which is difficult out of 9 games, I think we're as good as up, mate. I'm celebrating promotion already. We are going up.
I'd love us to go to Derby.
Opening day of the season, Manchester United at home.
And just not be asked whether we win or lose.
I would like us to win the league at Pride Park.
Yeah, that'd be great. With Rooney there
and
I
want us to do all the binocular celebration. I want us to bounce around their ground like they did to us.
Yeah. But I mean,
that'd be nice.
That'd be calmer.
Second will be fine though.
Also, apparently,
we want to win it now though because we're top.
I'm still not fussed. I would honestly, if someone said to me right now, all right, you can have second if you want. Done.
Yeah. Well, we've got second. We've got the top 2. We are going up. I mean,
their elbow,
no, but if you look at this stage last season,
you're going to get the absolute mick ripped out of you if we don't go up there.
Yeah, I mean, but. At this stage last season, we were 2 points ahead of Sheffield United, who were in third. and we finished 6 points behind them on 83 points.
There were three clubs sort of close together then that season, wasn't it?
Yeah, because it was a kind of 3-horse league, whereas this time it's literally just us or West Brom. It's like the Scottish league, as it used to be when it's just like Celtic and Rangers, who was going to win.
You're right there, yeah, because we've given every other team's had an opportunity to catch us both up, and they haven't.
I think Fulham definitely had the best opportunity to catch us, and they just threw it away.
Yeah. But I think we're going up. It certainly looks good. But of course, Leeds United move on to Sunday's game.
Can you edit this?
Yeah, can you take all your comments out?
Shut up.
Have you jinxing us massively?
But I mean, yeah, we're certainly in a fantastic position. Of course, we move on to Sunday's game away at Cardiff City. But first, let's move on to the Leeds United women's team, who were in action last Sunday in a second versus third clash. They faced Brighouse Town at the Yorkshire Payment Stadium and unfortunately lost 1-0 after Prowl tapped home on the 85th minute to seal the win for Brighouse, ending the incredible 8-game unbeaten run Dan O'Hearn's side had gone on. So hopefully they bounce back from that in their next game. And the Leeds United U23s, they were finally in league action last Monday after many games being called off. They played Barnsley away. Many first teamers played as well. You had Tyler Roberts, Gianni Olioski, Barry Douglas, Jamie Shackleton, and also Ian Paveda as well playing, who got an assist in this game, setting up Bobby Camara to give Leeds a 1-0 lead.
Camara's in some good form at the moment.
I mean,
the pitch was awful though. I don't know if you saw any of that.
Yeah, it looked a bit dodgy.
They couldn't play football on there.
And a really nice goal as well from Bobby Camara as well.
Yeah, he's had a few injury troubles with Bobby Camara over the last year or so, but it's nice to see him scoring again.
Yeah.
He got interviewed by LUTV a while back, and it seemed like he was really thinking about pushing on, and then he got a bad injury and he was out for a while.
Yeah, but he looks like a good player though. It's just
unfortunate. He was, I think he was back to get called up to the first team squad, and he got injured, didn't he?
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that
NkGhTg as well with his ball injury.
Yeah.
Alleged testicle injury, which they call it a lower abdominal injury at the time.
Unfortunate,
yeah. Just unfortunate that the Leeds United 23s couldn't hold on in that game. We ended up drawing 1-1 there. But a decent point, really, though, to be fair, against a Barnsley academy side, which have been known over recent years to produce some really good players.
Well, they've signed a lot of our good players.
Yeah, they have, haven't they? Yeah.
But yes, it's all right. It was a good goal. It's unfortunate to give away the penalty, but they've had a lot of good form and. They've had a lot of fixtures cancelled recently, so they've got a lot of games in hand. I
just like the way they Leeds live. So when you're looking at the live commentary of the game, what a fantastic goal by Leeds! Paveda goes down the wing, crosses it, great finish, and there's a big description. Then 10 minutes later, Barnsley penalty score. Goes to the wrong side, and that's about it. Barnsley have equalised, basically. No description at all.
By your satisfinest.
Yeah. Is Kiko Castillo allowed to play in the reserve league, or is he banned from all football?
I think he's banned from all football, mate.
I was a bit disappointed in a way that Kinnear didn't mention anything in the programme notes on Saturday.
Yeah, it was quite unusual,
just
to be honest.
Draw a little line over it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think Casillas gone back to Spain now, while they decide whether to punish him even further, with a fine of their own.
By sending him back to
the Spanish
Spain.
No, the Leeds board. So I don't know what's going to happen there. But
it'll be interesting.
I think waiting 5 months in the first instance for it all to occur, and then waiting more time then for Leeds to make I know he's been fined 60 grand and I've got an 8-match ban and everything. He's been punished heavily, I think, in a way, but Leeds are yet to decide what to do themselves. So.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if Meslier has a really good end to the season, we might end up just...
Yeah, I can't see him coming back if Meslier obviously continues playing.
Yeah, he'll certainly be...
9 clean sheets at the end of the season.
Certainly,
sitting on the ball every game.
Yeah, he'll certainly be interesting. But of course, the U23s, Paveda got the assist. Is it time Paveda should be involved with the first team a lot more, Charles?
I think he should certainly be back on the bench. It was a bit strange to see him absent.
It was against Millwall, and that's about it.
Yeah, I think he probably needs to go back on the bench. I wouldn't start him over anybody because we're in a good.
I think Stevens has been playing quite well, though. He's the guy that he's fighting the place for, isn't it? And Stevens has been doing all right.
Yeah, so
can't complain. If Stevens
and he kind of deserves a shot, really, doesn't he? Because he's always on the bench, and he never comes on. So
Goff's had to wait 25 games.
Yeah, he did.
Then he gets injured.
Just seeing all these people making.
Then he waited 25 games and got a start against Arsenal.
Yeah, that's not a bad price.
No,
he played well as well.
But many first teamers played here. But good point in the end, considering they hadn't played in many weeks. On to some news then, and of course the big topic at the moment is of course the coronavirus, which has very much affected the world of sport. Many games across Europe have either been postponed or are being played behind closed doors. And Leeds United announced on Sunday, which was International Women's Day, if you didn't know, last Sunday. But yeah, Leeds United announced that further restrictions have been placed at Thorpe Arch due to concerns. The women's side, as well as the academy teams, have been moved to new facilities to protect the first team from any risk. The U23s and under-18s, though, will continue to use Thorpe Arch for the time being, but further risk may result in those teams staying away. Also, I've heard that this week's press conference will be at Elland Road. I mean, Charles, it's very serious, this, really.
Yeah, it's a bit of a concern, especially given that situation at Forest, which is a bit odd.
Yeah, but the Nottingham Forest players have tested negative.
Yeah, and the staff as well have tested negative, so that's fine. And obviously the owner at this point will definitely be in isolation, so it's fine.
Yeah,
he's not going to give it to anybody else.
So that's good news.
Yeah, it's affecting I imagine it'll definitely affect the Euros and the Champions League. I saw a thing today where I think it's AS Roma supposed to be playing Sevilla, and the AS Roma are not allowed to land in Spain. They're not being permitted to land in Spain.
Yeah.
Because they're supposed to be playing at Sevilla, so I don't know how they're going to do that.
Unless
they just take the Sevilla players over to Rome with no fans and just play it there and get it done and then come back.
I think most of the big leagues are playing behind closed doors now.
Yeah, I mean,
the Premier League that seems.
Serie is completely got rid of games. They're not playing.
Yeah, Italy's on lockdown right now. Yeah. Italy is on complete lockdown right now. Of course, Man City were meant to be playing Arsenal at the Etihad Stadium tonight, recording on the Wednesday, and that game's been cancelled. It's been called off.
I don't understand that one, because obviously they both played at the weekend.
They played at Olympiacos at Arsenal in the Europa League, that's why. And the owner of Olympiacos is the owner of Forest, the same owner.
But Arsenal played after that, though, as well, didn't they?
Yeah, so
West Ham, didn't they?
So yeah, West Ham will come into question as well.
You got to take precautions.
Yeah,
right.
It's very concerning, and there is a fear that games in England could all be played behind closed doors.
If your health secretary's getting it, then it's a big concern, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it's a massive concern. And yeah, there is that fear that games in England will be played behind closed doors or postponed. What are your thoughts on this, Charles?
Well, I mean, I think the EFL have said they're not planning on doing it because they don't.
They're not planning on playing games behind closed doors because, quite frankly, teams, especially in League One, League Two, and in non-league, they can't afford to have no fans in the ground.
Even the Championship, they won't be able to last long without the fans.
Yeah.
Leeds make a lot of money out of it. Well, most clubs do, but we employ about 2,000 temporary staff as well on match day, and they'll be expected to. They rely on money to obviously pay the bills and stuff, though. So it's going to affect a lot of local businesses around the ground.
Yeah,
Gravelly's Fish and Chips will suffer a lot as well.
I saw someone. I don't know how serious this was. I saw someone tweeting saying if they end up postponing the games or playing them all behind closed doors to the end of the season, they're not kind of have a big promotion party at one of the parks around Beeston near the ground.
Yeah. I mean,
that'd be good, to be fair.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if
Leeds fans are going to go down, aren't they?
Oh yeah. I mean, if they are played behind closed doors, it is going to affect clubs because they rely on that ticket revenue, but also, as you say, Kev, local businesses. But also, I don't think playing games behind closed doors would work, especially when it comes to Liverpool and Leeds United, because Liverpool, of course, on the brink of winning the Premier League for the first time in 30 years. If those games are behind closed doors, you'll bet Liverpool fans will definitely turn up to Anfield one way or another.
The trophy parade through like an empty Liverpool street.
And Leeds United fans waiting 16 years to play Premier League football again. We are not missing this promotion.
League One.
Yeah, we are not missing this promotion.
And the last time Liverpool won the title, we got promoted.
Yeah, and
so nice little.
Yeah, and if games are played behind closed doors, fans are going to turn up anyway. They're going to surround the stadium. They're going to cause they're going to cause chaos on the roads. Chaos in public places.
You might as well let people into the ground, but
yeah. And also, what's more concerning? Many fans crammed into a pub or fans in an open stadium. What's the safest environment there?
The thing is, I don't think they know what they're going to do at the moment.
Yeah.
They don't know how serious this is going to get.
What they really should do is cancel all the international friendlies and play all the domestic fixtures. Bump them all up, play them sooner, so you can get as many done as possible.
Well, like you say, they're on about cancelling or holding back Euro 2020 because of this.
For a year, until 2021.
And apparently the virus suffers if it's in heat, basically, like a lot of viruses do, I suppose.
So in the summer it should die down a little bit.
You would think so. But
I just think...
I don't think they know what they're actually going to do at the moment.
Yeah, I just think do what Italy have done and just postpone the season for a month or so. I think that's the best thing, because you can't play games behind closed doors. Football is nothing without fans, and clubs rely on fans. And
are we still going to record podcasts if we have no games to talk about?
I mean, the university could be closed soon, so it's going to be very interesting.
6 people have died in the UK so far, out of about 61 million people. Underlying health problems for a lot of them. Basically, a lot of them in the 60s or 70s. There was a 53-year-old today, I think. Which is, I think it is serious that these people are dying, obviously. But
of course.
I'd be more concerned, in a way, if 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds were sort of dying, or young kids as well. It would make you think, what the hell is going on?
Apparently, it's not affecting kids as much as adults.
But it is a very serious.
It's very serious.
Matter.
Obviously, nothing like this has ever happened to us before. So the government seems to be. Obviously they've had a big day today with the budget, so they'll be getting back to the virus thing, I'm sure, later this evening. But it makes you wonder really if anybody knows what they're doing at the moment.
Yeah.
Syria had to take a stand because the country's closed down, basically. So people aren't going to go to football games whilst that's happening.
What would you do, Kev? Would you play games behind closed doors, or would you postpone them?
If it meant finishing the season with only 9 games to go, I'd accept behind closed doors.
Yeah.
But then you'd find a lot of fans going down to the ground anyway.
Yeah.
They just sit in the pub and watch it on TV.
Yeah.
I think postpone games. But if it means if you postpone games, but if it means cancelling the season, then obviously play behind closed doors.
I wouldn't trust the EFL to fulfil the fixtures. I just wouldn't.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I just don't think it.
Because they've even mentioned they're going to stop it as it is and not have promotion or relegation, which is a bit more worrying. I'm
going to say something I can't actually say on the podcast. That cannot happen.
No, it can't.
That would be such a kick in the teeth.
But it's one of the options, and it's very Leeds-like for that to happen. We're having a great season.
And Liverpool-like as well. Hopefully it doesn't happen.
No, they can't just say that.
Yeah.
What they should do is go, right, well, there's only 9 games left. Everyone is pretty much where they're going to be. So you 2 can go up, you 3 can go down, everyone else can go there.
Fulham are getting the lawyers out thinking, well, I think we still had the chance of getting promoted.
All right, then. You go wander around the quarantine area then.
I'm going back to it. Nobody really knows what to do, I think, at the moment.
Yeah, it certainly is interesting. It's a very serious matter, and it's a big concern. So if you are feeling unwell, I must say, if you are feeling unwell, self-isolate, contact your GP or any emergency service. Just make sure to stay hygienic, wash your hands for 20 seconds, they're saying, and use tissues to prevent spreading and all that.
The thing is that at this time of the over Christmas, you get a game every 3 days, don't you? But at this point in the season, there's going to be 8 days between Huddersfield at home to Cardiff away. 8 days where they could have played another game midweek. So they could just squeeze the fixtures up. Yeah,
well, that's what they're thinking in Italy. If they postpone for a month and then just squeeze every single game.
I don't think anything's going to happen in the next couple of weeks anyway. So I think up to the Luton game, there'll be 6 games to go. Maybe if things get more serious then, they'll have to make a firm decision.
Yeah.
But with 6 games to go, I think, there's not much of a season left.
I think if you get to 5 or 6 games left, everyone is roughly where they're going to be.
Yeah, you can't just go with that really, because there's plenty to play for still.
The teams that are going down would be absolutely living.
Yeah, there's plenty to play for still.
If we're 16 points clear of third in 3 games time, then you've got to say, well, shake your own Leeds, you're promoted.
Yeah, if you're mathematically up, I think they should just say up anyway.
We're not, so
or if you're mathematically down,
but we're not. We're not, so it's not going to happen. But it is a very interesting one to watch out for. But just make sure.
I honestly don't think anything's going to happen.
Safe.
I think we're just going to keep doing things as they are.
Leeds fans as well. They'll probably go down to the game. A few people will have drones hover over the ground and sort of show the game somewhere.
Streaming it.
Yes.
Leeds fans did not take into consideration the notice Leeds United put out before the game. Don't hug and high five people, but the limbs 2 minutes in was
there were no shaking hands before the game, and obviously they were celebrating while the goal.
But they all shake hands after the game, so I don't understand the point in that.
Yeah, but of course it is very concerning, and as I say, if you do feel unwell, make sure you do what you need to and just stay well and healthy. But it's something to watch out for. So keep an eye out on all that. On some other news then, and the Leeds United Academy player Liam McCarron has been named in Scotland under-19 squad for their elite round fixtures against France, Russia and Georgia. And Stuart Dallas has also been called up to Northern Ireland squad for their upcoming Euro 2020 playoff semi-final against Bosnia and Herzegovina. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. It'll be interesting to see if these upcoming international games will be played, of course.
Season Dallas is having as well.
Oh, yeah, fantastic.
He's a shout for player of the season, really, given he's been asked to play in so many positions.
Oh, he is for me, definitely. But of course, it'll be interesting to see if these upcoming international games will still be played. But if they are, then hopefully everyone stays safe. But of course, congratulations to him for being called up to represent the country.
Exactly, yeah.
We've got quite a good tradition of playing Scottish players at Leeds over the years. We've got some very good Scottish players, so we can have a few good more.
We did. We had enough one time to have obviously 5-a-sides games against England and stuff. So.
Yeah, in the kind of Riviera. Yeah. We've had other good players. We've had obviously Strachan's obviously probably more famous
standout
one.
player recently. Yeah.
Obviously got Cooper in the squad at the moment, who's from Hull but technically Scottish internationally.
For some reason.
Barry Douglas, who is actually Scottish.
Yeah. Taking news then, as we mentioned last week, Leeds United's game against Blackburn Rovers away at Ewood Park will be televised on Sky Sports, with the game now kicking off at 7:45pm on Friday the 3rd of April. Yeah.
Tickets sold in about 40 minutes.
Yeah, for a game.
Stuart Dallas liked a tweet that was basically saying, I'm sick of the state of this panic buying 7,700 tickets to spend the night in Lancashire.
Yeah, that was a brilliant tweet. I mean, for a televised game on a Friday night,
when it's really busy around the M62 on a Friday evening,
and Blackburn charged £40 for a ticket. They allocated 7,700 tickets, and we sold out in about 10 minutes. Just fantastic support, Charles.
Apparently, I do feel, I don't often feel sympathy for other clubs, but in this case I do. I do feel a bit for Blackburn, because apparently they have a meeting at the start of the season with all the other clubs to determine how much they're going to charge each other. Yeah. And they offered to charge Leeds, somewhere in the region of 25, whereas Leeds obviously went, no, we're charging you 39. So Blackburn have obviously gone, right, sod you, we'll charge you 40. Which is fair enough, because they don't get any attendance anyway. They have like 11,000 a game.
Leeds will buy them anyway. So.
We always get a huge allocation.
We'll go into home end as well anyway.
It's Preston and Blackburn always give us the biggest allocation, isn't it, in their stadiums?
Blackburn have always been very generous with the ticket allocation, yeah. I mean, I've been to Blackburn a few times over the last few seasons, because could get a ticket quite easily.
Yeah, if you figure out how much money, 7,700 tickets and 40 quid.
Over 300
It's over 300 grand.
I mean, they've made some money from there, haven't they?
Is it?
I mean, they're probably paying the wage bill for a couple of weeks.
It's not bad revenue at all.
But fantastic support from Leeds United, as ever. Just shows that ticket prices just do not matter, especially for Leeds United fans. So, fantastic there. Also regarding tickets, Fulham haven't sold out their away allocation for the game on the 18th of March at Elland Road. So Leeds fans can now purchase tickets in the West Stand lower. And Kev, they'll definitely sell out, won't they?
Yeah, they'll be sold out straight away, because obviously every home games this season, it's been more or less a sellout, I suppose, really. And probably Leeds fans says, well, we don't really need the away fans. Let's just have Leeds fans. We'll all celebrate together,
Yeah.
But, obviously, it was nice having a bit of an away falling on Saturday, have a bit of banter between those and the Huddersfield fans.
I would rather us charge less. I would rather have more away fans there.
Yeah, I agree. It's nice to have a few away fans. So.
Yeah, better atmosphere.
If they kind of put the ceiling on it and said we're not charging anybody more than kind of 28 to 30 quid for an away ticket at Elland Road, I think we'd get a lot more people there.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
And I used to prefer them when they were in the cheese wedge bit as well, but obviously it depends what club.
I think it's security concerns as well, because it's much easier to police people in the West Stand.
Yeah, and
because it's more tame stand for a start, and it's easier to divide the West Stand and the South Stand.
And also growing up in the family stand, the away fans were in the cheese wedge. Now thinking they've put the away fans next to the family stand. Like, who decided on that?
And the South Stand as well. And
the cheese wedge, though, is really noisy these days.
Yeah, it's good atmosphere in there.
Probably better than South Stand, really, to be fair.
We're quite close to it, so we get involved in a lot anyway.
Well, of course, let's now look ahead to Leeds United's next game, which sees them travel to Cardiff City on Sunday. It's a 1pm kickoff live on Sky Sports.
1pm kickoff?
Yeah.
Who's deciding these things?
No idea.
It's not even on proper Sky TV.
No, it's on the red button. Red button, I think.
Because of the Wales international.
Not only are we playing at a ridiculous time in the afternoon, we're not even on proper Sky.
On a Sunday as well.
We're going to have the red button commentators, which are even worse than the actual.
No replays, with the camera being in
with a dodgy
240p.
I don't know people's names.
Grainy 480p coverage.
Yeah, that's going to be all.
It'll probably be raining as well. It's always raining when you're on red button.
I hope the commentator's done his research on the players anyway, at least.
Doesn't call them Adam Ayling and Luke Forshaw. But yeah, Charles, are you expecting a tricky game on Sunday?
It's always hard against them, because they play that horrible shithouse brand of football. That long ball, long throw, free kick, Aidan Flint kicking it 80 feet in the air type of football that we hate playing against. So, and it's Neil Harris, who's
we never do well against Neil Harris, do we?
We've got a bit of history with him. And it's away, which is always, and we've got a terrible record against Cardiff anyway.
Yeah, we do not do well at all.
They're 2 points behind the playoffs. If they get a win on Sunday,
they'll jump ahead of Preston, which they will want. So it's a big game for them as well.
We really owe them. We owe them for the 3-3 draw, obviously at Elland Road, when we should have spanked them about 5 or 6.
I mean, we're 3-0 up.
I remember when Christensen was manager and they beat us 4-1 at Elland Road, and we didn't even score our goal.
Saul Bamba did.
Scored an own goal.
Agent Bamba.
And I was actually laughing in the stand that Bamba had scored for us.
Janssen got bored and got subbed up before half time.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's 2 reasons I said. One for the 3-0. Obviously, we were 3-0 up and drew 3-3, which was scandalous. The other one was Cleek was always remembered for making that mistake on the halfway line when he got opportunity.
I think he's probably got more memorable moments since then.
Yeah, but I'm saying
that against Wednesday.
People used to remember him for that mistake. Yeah. Oh, he made that mistake at Cardiff, didn't he? He's rubbish and all this. Obviously, he's redeemed himself about 83 times since then. But it'd be nice for him to banish that memory by scoring the winner.
Yeah, if he scored against them, that'd be good. But yeah. I am a little bit worried because this is a fairly crucial game given what else is going on, because Fulham are playing Brentford, so that's a huge game in the context of the top 2.
By the time we play it, we'll know what obviously all the results will be, but including West Brom and Fulham on the Friday evening.
West Brom, obviously, they've got West Midlands derby there, so that'll be difficult. Pep Clotet can do us another favour there. That'd be nice. He's got Hogan can nick us a draw. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is a big game, but it is very tough. We'd never do well against Cardiff. We've lost 3 and drawn one of the last 4 meetings, and in fact since 1984 we've only beaten 3 times, which is just ridiculous.
Remember that time we beat him midweek and under Redfern, and Ducara was carrying Antonucci on his back with a top, and everybody was celebrating like we won the World Cup or something. We were beating 2-0.
And it was just another game, wasn't it?
It was another game. That meant we finished 15th or something.
We finished 14th instead of 15th.
Yeah. But the celebration was wild because we actually beat Cardiff in Cardiff.
To be fair, we haven't played him much over the years.
We haven't.
I think there was a stretch between like 84 and 2002 where we didn't play him at all.
And we didn't know, to be fair. It's like the Brentford game. We haven't beat them since the 50s, but we've already played them about 8 times.
But played Cardiff many times since 1984 and only won 3 times. So we don't have a good record against Cardiff, and we never do well against Neil Harris either. But I mean, on paper, we should. Leeds should win. I mean, Cardiff, they're very inconsistent at the moment.
I'd be happy with the point.
They derailed our last winning run, though.
Yeah, they did. But Cardiff at the moment, inconsistent.
Also, well, the good news now for the good, and now for something completely different. The good news. Lee Tomlin is injured, and he was their best player. He was their best player at Elland Road. He
scored a fantastic goal. I think he scored twice, didn't he?
In the second half that afternoon.
They've lost him, which is good.
But people talk about the pressure of Leeds, though. Look at the pressure on West Brom, losing at home to Wigan the other week, not scoring obviously, and then drawing 0-0. I know Swansea's not an easy place to go, but drawing 0-0 as well. They're finding it hard as well.
That was a really poor game of football. I watched the highlights of
that.
Or the highlight.
Yeah, highlight. It was about 30 seconds, and I think there was a ball that got whipped across, and Hal Robson-Kanu missed it by about 6 yards, and that was their best chance. It was that kind of game.
Yeah. But Cardiff, they are very inconsistent at the moment, though. They've lost 3, drawn 2, and won 2 of the last 7 league games. They did beat Barnsley 2-0 away last Saturday, in the last game. So
Barnsley, though. They're down the relegation zone for a reason.
Yeah, but Barnsley have been on a good run recently, though, so decent result there.
They're still not a good team.
But Cardiff, they are 9th in the league on 54 points, 3 places, but just 2 points below the playoffs. So they'll be hoping to work their way into the top 6 without a doubt. So, it's a big game for them too, really. And Kevin, it is going to be a hard game for us.
Because it will, because they've got a big team, haven't they?
Very good players. Albert Adoma, Josh Murphy, Joe Vols, Gino Hoylett.
It will be easy at all, but the way we've been playing recently, though, you just fancy us to do something.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely should.
Clean sheets and scoring worldies. And
Stuart Dallas in his interview claimed that vengeance for them for obviously getting the 3-3 draw wasn't on their mind, but it'll be on the fans' mind.
Yeah, hopefully we get some revenge there. Over to whoscored.com then. Cardiff's characteristics. So they are very strong at the following: shooting from direct free kicks, attacking set pieces, coming back from losing positions, creating scoring chances and aerial duels, and they are strong at finishing scoring chances and strong at protecting the lead.
I think it's Tomlin that scores their direct free kicks. That's the other good news.
Yeah.
So we knock one of them off.
He has been their best player this season by far.
Though, yeah. That's like Jed Wallace for Millwall is just by far their best player.
Yeah. But they do have quite a lot of strengths there, so it's not too good.
We know exactly what we're going to get. It's just if we can defend it better this time.
Yeah. They are weak.
It went wrong, remember, last time, because we took Bamford off 3-0 up. Everything looked great. The crowd were going crazy with 3-0 up. Took Bamford off. Things started getting a bit airy after that, so it just shows you in a way what. We
took Berardi off for Struik as well before they scored their third.
That was a crazy decision. I'd have kept Berardi on and maybe shoved another centre back on as well, like he did, but not take Berardi off.
You think just chuck him on for like Click or something, just defend the last 5 minutes.
Yeah. A lot of mistakes made that afternoon, but hopefully we made up for it since then.
Yeah. Cardiff, the weak at defending counter-attacks, which we do a lot.
We did counter-attack them really well in the first half.
Elder Costa's first goal at Elland Road was just a counter-attack.
2-0 up after 8 minutes.
They are very weak at keeping possession of the ball and very weak at defending against skillful players. We've got skillful players, so... Gonna have a field day here.
Set Jackie on him. We'll be sound.
Cardiff style of play, they take a lot of shots, control the game in the opposition's half, attack. They won't. Attack through the middle, long balls, attempt crosses often, and take long shots.
Tomlin got injured or after.
the long balls and the crosses, we know that's going to happen.
I noticed Flint was on the bench at the weekend, so I don't know if he's out of favour or out of form at the moment, but you can see him maybe coming back on Sunday and giving Mesley a tough time at Cardiff.
No, I'm looking forward to Lee Tomlin's miraculous return from injury on Sunday.
There is that as well,
Of course, Leeds go into this Sunday's game unbeaten in 6, winning 5 and drawing 1. Just need to continue that run, really.
Yeah. If you get any consistency, given how random this league has been, if any consistency whatsoever, you will get promoted. You just will.
Yeah. Will we win this Sunday then? What's your score prediction, Charles?
I can see it's conceded in this game, to be honest. I think it'll be 2-1 Leeds. I'm going to go optimistic and go 2-1 Leeds. But I wouldn't mind if we drew, as long as we beat Fulham the game after.
Yeah. Kev?
I think it's going to be another Reading away type performance where it's going to be nothing much in it for about 90 minutes, then we'll just pull off a victory.
So...
You're on 1-0?
1-0.
1-0?
Yeah.
1-0 Leeds, Kev is going for. Yeah, I reckon we'll concede. I'm bored with you. I'm going to go 3-1. 3-1 Leeds.
I'm just hoping Mesley don't make his first sort of serious error.
Yeah, it'd be nice for him to keep another clean sheet.
He made a little bit of an error with the shot.
Fumbled the ball.
He fumbled the ball from a shot.
Nobody were there to follow it up, thankfully.
Well, they were, just Berardi was there first.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be nice for him to keep another clean sheet, won't it?
He does look a confident lad, though, pretending to sort of throw it out down the middle and he goes like that,
He's very good, Mesley, and his distribution on last Saturday was very good as well.
Yeah, he picked out Costa on his weak foot.
Yeah, he pinged the ball to him, didn't he? Which was a beautiful ball, yeah. Costa, he just about managed to control it.
Yeah, he kind of...
nearly gave it away, didn't he?
He's got really good close control, this Elder Costa. He controls it so weirdly. It'll come off the top of his knee or
I think he was
the side of his
foot.
He was trying to flick it onto somebody, but he didn't quite manage it, and he sort of went to the other foot and he just balanced himself.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're a great little ping though, yeah.
Other games to watch out for this weekend then. Fulham take on Brentford in the Friday night game.
Come on, Brentford.
I want to draw there, actually. I actually want to draw.
West Brom have the early Saturday game, Midlands Derby against Birmingham. Who else is playing? Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest there away at Sheffield Wednesday, so they'll probably win that.
Funny if they lose, though.
That would be funny, wouldn't it?
And everyone else don't really matter.
I can actually see Wednesday winning that game, because of how bad they've been.
It'd be nice.
They've done that before, haven't they? Went through an awful spell and they beat somebody. I don't know who it was now. But do
you remember when they were like third earlier in the season and we were second, and they were on about like robbing us of an auto spot, and then we're now like 18 points clear of them or something stupid.
Yeah, when we played them at Hillsborough, we were 0-0. But Monk. So I thought we were the better team and all this business. Wednesday fans saying, "Oh, you couldn't beat us." But yeah, things have changed a bit.
Hit the post though at one point near the end of the game. And he probably should have scored.
Yeah,
from a header.
Bamford had a chance just before half time, didn't it? Westwood was it pulled off a great serve.
But certainly a big weekend coming up in the Championship. A lot of big games to watch out for, and hopefully Leeds United do the business away at Cardiff on Sunday. It's all that matters. But that does bring us to the end of episode 58 of the All Things Leeds podcast. Thank you very much, as always, Charles, for joining me in the studio.
No worries, mate. Thanks for having
me on. And thank you very much as well to Kev Markey for coming on.
Great to be here, and remember that the food banks are open 2 hours before kick-off every home game, and it'd be great to see people coming down for the next home game on Wednesday the 18th. Yeah,
definitely get down to the food banks if you can help out in any way. But yeah, really good to have you on, Kev. Really do appreciate you coming on again.
Thank you.
And thank you as well to everyone who has listened or watched. We really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed them, why not subscribe and follow the podcast? Give us a 5-star rating if you are listening on Apple Podcasts. Share as well. Make sure to follow All Things Leeds on social media. We are on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Search All Things Leeds 1 on Twitter and Instagram. Search All Things Leeds on Facebook. Subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Search All Things Leeds on there and check out the website as well. Follow Kev Markey on Twitter as well. What's your Twitter handle, Kev?
Leeds United _mad.
Give him a follow. And Leeds United Trust.
Leeds United LUFC Trust on Twitter.
Keep
ahead of speed of what's going on at the Trust as well.
Yeah, 100%. Charles and I will be back next week. We'll be back a little bit earlier next week. Of course, Leeds United take on Fulham on Wednesday night. So me and Charles will be recording on the Monday, so we'll be with you a lot earlier next week. So for now, take care and we'll speak to you soon.